So, Young Boys 2, United 1. You heard my thoughts when I did the road trip earlier on today, how I thought this game would go down, how I expected this game to go down, and it went completely south from what I thought was going to happen today. You could look at it one of two ways. You could have argued the point that Champions League away game, hanging on against 10 men for two-thirds of the game, but that got blown out by an absolute idiotic pass from Jesse Lingard in the last minute. So really that argument has gone. So all that hard work and defensive setup completely blown out the window by one poor pass. But when you dissect it properly and you look at what actually went wrong there today, there's so many things. You can just, it's so hard. You don't want to be seen to be overcritical and looking negative on it all the time. But let's just look at it. It's simple. We break it down. We go, United were playing young boys, the whipping boys of the whole tournament. We just got beat by a team that started this competition in July, that had to play 3 games to get here, that's managed by a manager that works and got relegated by a championship team with one of the worst records ever in the Premier League. There was 9 debutants in the Champions League on the young boys roster tonight. Yeah, you can argue the pitch. I said I don't want the pitch to be an excuse in the road trip earlier on in the earlier video. I didn't want to use that as an excuse tonight. But we had zero control over the ball the entire game. Even with 11 men, we didn't look like we had full control over the ball. Literally, the 2 shots that Ronaldo had on target were the only shots we had in the game. It's embarrassing enough. The fact that they wanted it and worked harder than us is even more embarrassing. And yeah, you could hear the commentators going on, United deserve credit for holding out. This is a solid defensive performance with 10 men. And then I'm thinking about it, and I tweeted it out earlier on. I said, why are we so defeated because we've lost 10 men? Because we're down to 10 men. Why does it have to be an acceptance that we are backs to the wall against the... No disrespect. And yeah, they played all right tonight, young boys. But why do we have to be so defeated and play so defensive against such a poor team? Why is it automatically we go back to the wall because we're down to 10 men? Why? I want to know this. And then if you're going to go defensive, why play attacking players in a defensive formation? If you'd have gone with Lingard and Matic earlier doors, you probably could have argued the point, look, he's settling for this. But the fact that we played a Bruno and a Ronaldo still in a defensive setup, giving them guys absolutely no chance whatsoever to play any form of the game that they need to play, and we know are only capable of playing. We know what Bruno's about. He's quick, risky passing, round the corners. We've seen what the tall is thinking on them levels. But that doesn't work with 10 men. I would have understood. Keep it tight. Let's get someone up front like Lingard who can play football, can hold on to the ball and make some runs into the corner. He's probably going to hold on to it a little bit better. But then he brings Martial on with what? Why Martial came on with 1 minute to go on the clock and drops Lingard into another defensive position where he picked the ball up and where he give it away to lose the game that I said we couldn't lose and get off to a bad start. Because if Solskjaer does not make it through this group, then his head is on the block. It's as simple as that. And I do still feel like we're going to get through this group. I am confident we're going to get through it. But right now, having been so close to the finish of that game and the way I feel right now, I can't feel any other way but angry about the decisions that were made in that game. It was bordering on stupid. Break it down. We'll talk about Wan-Bissaka in a minute, but them points that I just made, please answer me back. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know. I want to know what you think. First of all, the decision not to play the formation and the team after we went and conceded the first goal. Because then he brings Matic on, he brings Lingard on. Sensible decisions at 1-0. What's the point in having Bruno and Ronaldo on the pitch? Pogba, I understand, he keeps the ball better. Ronaldo, we know his limitations. He's there to finish the ball off. But if you're not going to create chances, why is Ronaldo on the pitch? Why is he there? He's not going to do anything with the ball on his own with 5 defenders around him. We know what he's about. We know what he's going to do for us this season. But throwing him up there on his own with no service is absolutely pointless. You're playing with 9 men. And that's no disrespect to the greatest player to walk the planet, but you understand where I'm coming from. Bruno, like I just described, the player, he's got the energy, he will get about, but he's not a defensive unit and he's not used to playing in that setup. If you're going to commit to that defensive setup in the second half, you play the Lingard and the Matic from the start. I thought he would have controlled it a lot better. And then tell me why Martial comes on and he drops Lingard in to that position. He basically substituted Fred off, who was probably, and I've got every single ounce of, I don't know what it is. It's not hate. I don't hate the guy, but doubt over this man and his capabilities. But on that pitch tonight, he was probably the type of player you probably wanted. Energy, running around, covering the ground, getting in the way. So he takes him off, puts Martial on, drops Lingard into Fred's position, where Lingard has never ever played in his whole career. 10 men. He gives the ball away. It's not Lingard's fault. He shouldn't have been in that position. He was forced into that position because OLE substituted Martial on. And people are going to say, oh, you're going in and OLE again. It's OLE this and all of that. But tonight, that in the end, and the mistakes that were made in the second half were down to OLE and these substitutions. And the way he didn't substitute players at a certain time. That, for me, it was plain simple. If you're going to commit to something, commit to it properly. Don't leave Bruno and Ronaldo on the pitch if you're not going to get the ball to him. If you're going to just try and sit it out and then maybe go down the other end, maybe scrape a corner and bring some of the centre-backs forward and maybe get it that way. Don't forget, we were 1-0 up. And we gifted them the goal, basically, by just saying, come on then. Take as much time as you want and just come on and attack after attack after attack. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and this is why the criticism is going to come. And this is why people have doubts over OLE and going forward. There's no excuse for us there tonight at all to be beaten by that team. All they did was want it more and show a bit more willingness. We know this is basic 101, United away from home against an opposition inferior to us, and that's what's going to happen. We cannot handle it at the moment. It's ridiculous. Wolves did it to us. Southampton did it to us. Young Boys have done it to us. 3 away games already this season where we have not been able to compete with the energy of the opposition. It's ridiculous and it's inexcusable. What also is inexcusable is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The man, I said, you know what, I don't want to go on to what I said in the last game, and I did bring him up in my criticism of the Newcastle game. He is the weak link in the defence. He is not good enough going forward. His control on the ball is no good on a nice lush lawn, never mind a 3G pitch which bounces 2 foot high off a simple side pass. He lost control of it. We knew what was coming. And in the end, you could say Aaron Wan-Bissaka cost us. I'm not going to put the result on Aaron Wan-Bissaka at all. Mistakes happen. And hopefully he will learn from that now. He has to learn from that because now he can't play for 3 games in the Champions League. His Champions League could be over. If United really balls it up, he may never play knockout Champions League football again. You just don't know. So hopefully he will learn from this. But what I am angry about Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the fact that we had 2 players on there tonight that needed game time and we was in control of a game that them 2 were, well, Sancho wasn't flourishing, but he could have grew into the game. He gets sacrificed straight away. His stop-start to the season now, it's tailed him again, and now he can't get going, and we're all putting doubts on again. Now Greenwood's going to come in. Is Sancho being benched at West Ham now? Unfair, unlucky, whichever way you want to look at it. And Donny van der Beek. The guy was running the show. He was having a great game. Tidy, neat, passing, looking good. I'm thinking, yes, finally, we're controlling the game here. Donny's passing it. He's even making Fred look good. And then he gets sacrificed. I understand. Again, Donny's sacrifice isn't down to OLE. It's more down to the fact that Wan-Bissaka completely lost control and the chips were down. My issue with OLE tonight is committing to that defensive formation with Ronaldo and Bruno when he knew there was a way of playing that formation. If you're going to go 5 at the back, you've got to give Bruno some room. You've got to give Ronaldo some room. But we sat so deep, we just made them 2 look like championship players, and that's going some. That's what we made Bruno and Ronaldo look like in the second half because of the formation we set up with. They're not capable of playing that type of game. Everyone tweeted me back saying, look what Chelsea did to Liverpool when they went down to 10 men. Why did we have to admit defeat after going down to 10 men? Because that's what we did. And that, for me, is what sticks in my mind. Really, I'm angry. Okay, yeah, it's right after the game, but I challenge anyone to not feel this sort of way. And if you think there's a good way of looking at that game today, then I question you. I really do, because I'm looking at Ollie there and I'm questioning his decisions there tonight. I'm going to defend him all the way through until he's gone, when he deserves defending. But tonight he's going to get some stick, and you know what? He probably deserves it, because like I just explained there then, I didn't see how he could put that and set that up in the second half that way. How he could say, oh, 10 men, like I said before, against a team that started this competition in July, that had to qualify in Slovakia, in Romania, in Hungary to get to this stage. A team that plays on an artificial pitch with 9 debutants making their first Champions League appearances, and a manager that managed a championship team in the Premier League and got relegated, one of the worst records ever, with Ronaldo, Bruno, Pogba, Sancho, all these players, Varane, Maguire, De Gea, everyone in this team, and we looked like a championship team tonight. I don't know one player apart from the defence that deserved credit in that game. Fred, for his industry, yes. The quality from Bruno and Ronaldo in the first half, that was the only bit that looked like a challenging team for the Premier League, or a team that can go into the last stages of the Champions League tonight. In the end, it was embarrassing. You could have defended the decision in the end, but when you break it down, Ollie did bring Martial on for Fred and put Lingard into Fred's position, and that in the end cost us, because Lingard hit the pass. He shouldn't have been there. Fred should have still been on the pitch. Why bring an attacker on for a defender when your back's to the wall with 1 minute to go? Oh, God, guys, let me know. Please, someone agree with me. Please, drop your comments in below. Obviously, let me know. I will check the comments tonight, because I'm really intrigued about what everyone thinks that display was today. I'm baffled. Guys, I'm done. I don't know what else to say. Cheers for watching.